Well, hi folks, welcome to my video. It's May 6th, 2017, and I'm in Alcona County, Michigan. I'm on the High Banks overlook above the Au River. I'm out for an overnight solo hiking and camping trip. I'm about maybe 2 miles from my destination, but I had to stop here at the Au River, or the Asswabble River, as my great aunt Irene used to call it. Anyway, you can hopefully you can get a good look off in the distance there, how high we are above the river and how pretty it is. The Au to me, at least, is the most beautiful river in lower Michigan. Enjoy the view. All right, here I am. My destination for the night, the Hoist Lakes foot travel area in the Huron National Forest, outside of, let's say, Glenny, Michigan. Hiking only. There's a whole bunch of hiking loops back in there, a couple of lakes with some developed campsites. And you're also free to camp anywhere you'd like, dispersed camping in the forest. When I rolled up here, there were only 2 other cars in the lot. So I may not get my first choice of campsite, but I'm sure to get one of the developed sites. 30 pounds of my pack weight here, because I'm prepared for cold weather tonight. It's supposed to get down to about 35 degrees, so I had to bring my tent and my heavy sleeping bag. I didn't want to. That's added about 7 pounds to my pack weight, so I'm loaded up pretty good. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to take the long loop to the camp and hike the short way out tomorrow, or the short way in today and the long way out tomorrow. But I'm ready to go, so if you are too, then put your pack on and let's get marching. I'm on my way. I decided to take the short trail instead of the long one. Half a mile in, it was already huffing and puffing and getting hot, so I figured, why push it? Just get there, set up camp, relax. There's the first view of Byron Lake through the woods there. It's like there's a little side trail that goes off right here. Probably some, what do you call them? Dispersed campsites down that way. Might check them out, but looks like right up ahead at the top of that rise are where some of the regulation campsites are. Let's head up that way. It's a nice little natural stream draining. There must be a little swamp back there, draining out into the end of the lake here. Oh man, I love this stuff. Look at this right here. Careful I don't tip over. Look at that. The shadows, the ripples, the sandy bottom, the reflections. Some animal prints here too. Turkey's been coming here to drink. It's a deer print right there, that big dark spot. Ah, Bigfoot. Oh, here's the first campsite I came to. Little rise above the lake. Not sure this is an official campsite. You're really free to camp anywhere in here you'd like. But if I turn around, if you can see them up there, there's some tents right at the top of that rise. I want to try to find a site more secluded. Well, I don't know. It looks like I found my official campsite for the night. I had my doubts at first because it's so close to the water. And you're not really supposed to camp so closely. But right there is a sanctioned United States Forest Service fire pit. So if they didn't want people to camp here, they shouldn't have put a pit right here. Look at that view. That is going to be my view for the next 18 hours. Well, I'm going to take this as a good omen. There's my lucky penny. Got some firewood left here. I don't know, looks kind of punky. Saw a nice deadened down piece on the hike in. It's not too far, maybe only a quarter of a mile. I think I'll go back and chop that up, bring it back here later on. I'm just trying to decide where to pitch my tent here. I got a couple different choices. Let's have a look at them. That little spot there underneath those red pine trees looked pretty appealing at first until I looked up above, and that tree, I don't even know what that is there. That thing is all dead, and there is no way I'm sleeping under that. Even though it's not going to storm, I don't want them branches falling down on me. So right over here next to it is another little spot. It's not exactly flat, but it's nestled right here underneath these pines. That looks pretty appealing to me. What do you think? Listen to the wind through the pines at night. And I have this other spot over here, this mossy spot. This isn't very level either. And there is a, looks like a maple there. This tree looks like it might have some dead branches in it. I don't know. Should I flip a coin? Kind of like this one though. It's got a nice view. Real nice. There's a log there to lean against. Someone's had a fire over here at some point. Not sure I would, but somebody has. There's a good sitting rock too. I think this is the winner right here. Oh, I got my tent all set up. Got my bag unpacked, everything tossed in the tent. Sleeping bag can fluff up now and my air mattress can inflate. I can sit here, take a little break before I go hunting for some firewood. Have a little cheese and sausage. Some good garlicky hunter sausage. Kind of wish I'd brought along a beer. Water will have to do. So I found out about this place in a book I bought, Best Backpacking in Michigan or something like that, lists a whole bunch of trails in the Lower Peninsula and the Upper. And I read about it and it sort of just like slipped my mind. And then a couple weeks ago, I was trying to plan, I knew I wanted to do backpacking, and I was trying to plan an outing, an adventure for a weekend, and my first thought was to section hike on the Waterloo Picnic Trail. And I was doing a lot of research and trying to figure out how I could best manage the logistics on that, where to park my car, leave it for the night, where would be the closest campground. And it just came to be like too difficult in my mind to work that out. And just happened I was watching some videos on YouTube, and I found a guy from Canada, Joe Robinette is his name, and he's actually come here several times, and he had a nice little video on an overnight he did into this Hoist Lakes area. And boy, the light bulb just went on in my mind. That's the place. That's where I'm going. And since that time, it's been about, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago, that's all that's been on my mind. It's all I could think about is planning and preparing for this hike. And man, I'm here finally. Happy as hell. All right, I'm going to try to switch from selfie mode here to regular video mode. Maybe I can't do it. Hold on a minute. Yeah, you can't do it while you're recording. But there's my view right now. Well, score. I was hunting for a rock to toss my food bag up over the limb, and I found this knife in the ground. Just that much of it right there was sticking out of the ground, and I reached down and grabbed it, and I don't know, might be a cheap knife, but it's free. Survivor. It's all metal. Doesn't have a handle on it. Probably meant to be wrapped with 550 paracord or something on the handle. Maybe if I get crafty I can figure that out. It's all right, let's go toss the food bag up over a limb, keep the critters away from it while we're off hunting firewood. I think I saw a good tree right over here. Hey, first try. just about out of water. I gotta get some water for drinking and cooking here. So I brought along this milk jug. Fill it and pump it through my filter. So, I have my dirty water. It needs filtering. And I want to put the clean water into this bottle. So I guess it's best to give it a few pumps first. This is awkward. Priming it and pushing out any water that was left in there from the last time we used it. All right. Here we go, full jug. Absolutely no taste of swamp water, pond water. Oh, that was a hognose snake. I guess I'm going to have to shake out my sleeping bag tonight before I get in it. Yeah, well, so I've had second thoughts on my tent placement after I came back from cutting some wood, and I sat down and rested for a while, and I started looking up, and I noticed that leaning tree right there. See how that thing's leaning? It's fallen over. And I didn't even see that before, and it's just supported by some of the branches in those other trees, and I've already heard it creak a couple times. That would come down right on top I'm getting the heck out of there. Stomach's growling pretty good here, so I'm gonna whip up some supper and I'll show you what's on the menu tonight. I have my favorite outdoor adventure meal, U.S. Army issue MRE, meal ready to eat, and this one has some chipotle tortillas with some cheese spread, Southwest style beef and black beans. For dessert we can have apples in spice sauce and some mocha cappuccino. Sounds good to me. So I'm going to heat it up over here. This is a little Coke bottle or Coke can alcohol stove. Gonna fill it with that ounce and a half of alcohol there. Fill my pot with water and let it boil. Then set the pouch inside the boiling water to heat up the contents, and then enjoy. So here's the little stove. I have the alcohol burner all protected from the wind with aluminum foil, but it's definitely flaming right now. You can hardly hold your hand there. There's so much heat coming out of there. Be boiling in a few minutes. You can see my tent over there in the background. Yeah, I moved a good distance away from my tent to prepare my meal. It's just a precaution. There are bears in these woods. I haven't seen any sign of them. No bear scat, no bear footprints. So I'm not really worried, but it's just a good precaution not to eat or prepare food near your sleeping site. So I came quite a ways over, probably you can see my little cook setup down there. My tent way over there, probably about 75 yards away. Now you can see it's only been like 3 or 4 minutes and that water is boiling. So time to stick in the entree. Southwest beans and beef. Get going. Get going. Keep going. Look at him puff his head up when I agitate him. Look at him. Wow. Get going. Man, I was afraid they were going to crash my party. I just had to chase off a snake. He was crashing my little dinner party here. But everything's done here. The water stopped boiling. The alcohol's all burned out. The water stopped boiling. And I'm ready to dig in and enjoy. Oh, this is actually too hot. Wow. Whoo-wee. You have to let it cool. Take these apples out, let them cool. All right, tear into our tortillas. They look pretty good. Some cheese spread. Black beans and beef. Oh yeah. Nice. Chunks of beef. Smells good too. Chunks of beef. Corn, tomatoes in there. I don't see any black beans though. Hope that snake's not coming back. That was pretty good MRE entree. Southwest beef with black beans. Good flavor. There was lots of beef in it. The beef was tender and flavorful. The sauce was spicy, and there was nice corn and tomatoes in there. The beans, though, the beans look more like pinto beans to me than black beans. But imagine if you'd spent the last 3 years in a vacuum sealed pouch on a shelf somewhere, you might lose some of your color too. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Oh, I have to say, I have to complain to the management of this restaurant. Their table service here is terrible. They didn't even bring me any serviettes. I got gook all over my fingers. And here's the cinnamon and apples. Nice big chunks. Pretty good. So this now is the mocha cappuccino. It's a little bag. You fill it to the line with water, and then you just shake it up, and you can drink right from the bag. See how this works. Sweet. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad at all. I'd be better sipping from a cup, though. Well, I'm down to 41% on my batteries. I got a battery charger. I'm hoping to get through the night without having to recharge. I'll recharge overnight. But it's getting really pretty along the lake here right now. Let's just do a pan here with the regular video camera. That right there is just about perfection. Here's my little home for the night there underneath the pine trees. The last light before the sun goes down behind the trees to the west of us here. The last light catching the trees over there now. Well, as usual with the campfire, smoke can't seem to decide which way it wants to blow. So I'm going to sit here for a minute anyway until it chases me away. And you can see got my fire going now. The sun's down below the ridge over there. It hasn't set yet, but it's below the ridge. Last light is just hitting the top of those trees over there. And had to put my fleece top on underneath my shirt. It's getting a little cool out here now. There's still a breeze blowing. I think the breeze is going to blow all night. Glad I brought my heavy sleeping bag and a down jacket I can put on too if I need to. Yep, feel pretty good right now. It's warm on the outside. Got warmer on the inside here. Little little Knob Creek here, Kentucky Bourbon, 50 proof. That'll keep you warm inside all night long. Wasting it, dribbling down my chin. That's not good. Yep, that warms all the way down. So anyway, this has been a pretty nice day. Perfect day, actually. Nothing's gone wrong. Everything's been just the way I planned it. I sit here for a little while until it gets dark by the fire. Go into my cozy little tent, my cozy little sleeping bag, and hopefully spend a peaceful, restful night in the woods. Yep, there it goes, right in my face. Oh. See, it's following me. Yep. So why don't you just sit here with me for a spell, enjoy the fire, relax. If you got a little sipping whiskey at home, help yourself. Kind of hoping there'd be some loons on the lake. We could listen to the loons tonight, but I haven't seen any waterfowl here. I saw, after supper, I saw 3 ducks fly over real high, but they were headed the other direction. They showed no intention of stopping here. Boy, it's going to be pretty tonight. Just wait till that moon comes out over this water here. Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I've been waiting for this moment, day's last light. I don't know how well this is going to show up on video. Do a little pan here. There's the moon rising over the pines. Silhouette of the trees on the horizon. Last light of the day fades. Just about perfect. I guess I can sit here a little bit longer, watch my fire burn down, and wait till that last little bit of light is gone there. Can you see that star twinkling there on the left? First star tonight. Try not to melt the camera here. It's pretty hot. My fingers are getting toasted. Ooh. Hot. I gotta leave. I just looked at the clock. It's like 9:35 and it's still a little bit light, and it's May 6th. Holy cow, eh? Look at that. 9:35, it's not dark yet. That's what happens when you're up north. It stays light longer. Well, the lighting's a little weird in here. I'm in my tent and I have my headlight hanging down from the ceiling. Give a little illumination in here. But I'm getting ready to turn in for the night. It's, I don't know, it's about 10:30, 11 o'clock. It's been a long day. It's been a good day. And time to get some shut-eye. So good night, everyone, and I hope you have a good night. Oh, good morning. Hear that racket out there? Yeah, that's the robins. They woke me up. It's 5:45 and it's getting light out already, and they're up just like they are at home. They're up before the sun, actually. Yeah, I had a kind of a rough night last night. I never sleep very well in a sleeping bag, and fell right asleep. Slept till about 2 o'clock and woke up, and then just kind of tossed and turned the rest of the night. Had wild, crazy dreams like I always do when I'm in the tent. I hear every little noise. One cool thing is there's an owl back in the woods here someplace, not too far away, and he was hooting all night long. So the sun's not up yet, but guess there's enough light to shoot some video. Yeah, it's pretty cold out this morning. I don't know if it got down to 33 like they said it was going to overnight, but yeah, when I woke up at 2 a.m. I was cold. I had to put my down jacket and my hat on and my pants to stay warm inside the sleeping bag. I had to. It's a couple of trumpeter swans. They flew in a few minutes ago making a racket. Landed at the far end of the lake. I guess they've seen enough and they're off for new and better places. Holy crap. I was just sitting here watching the sunrise, and I looked over and there's 3 deer. There they go. Whitetails bounding up the hill. They had no idea I was here. Alright, so I got camp all busted here, and ready to pack up, load up, and hike on out of here this morning. But before I did that, I wanted to show you just what kind of equipment I bring along with me. What's 30 pounds of pack weight look like. So here's a full load of my kit. I'll go over it one by one here. First, I got my trusty little REI Camp Dome tent. I've had that for 7-8 years now, and it's been a really good little tent. A little bit heavy for backpacking. Here's my U.S. Marine Corps surplus backpack, all 7 pounds worth of it. It's a heavy duty, sturdy, bulletproof pack, but it is heavy. I have a little attachment bag here on the back to carry stuff I need quick access for. It's my sleeping bag in a stuff sack here. It's another piece of military surplus equipment. U.S. military modular sleep system. I brought the intermediate bag with me this time. It's good down to about 30 degrees by itself. My pillow, I can't sleep without a pillow. I gotta have a pillow, so that's one luxury item I bring with me. In the red sack here is my REI air rail inflatable mattress, 1.5 inches thick. It really does a good job of it's almost like sleeping on your mattress at home if you get it inflated the right amount. It really helps. And here we have a bag with some clothing, toiletries, my whiskey flask, and some plastic bags and crap for carrying garbage out. This is a bag with my food and cook kit. It's a water filter here. In there is just a miscellaneous bag, tent stakes, cordage, shit like that. My water bottles. Behind there I brought a garden kneeling pad to sit on. And I brought a cheap Ace pruning saw, my hatchet, and this knife that I found here at the campsite. Coming back over here, here's my little Sony action cam and cheap cheesy tripod. I've been sort of going back and forth between this camera and the iPhone to record. The bad thing about this camera is it has no viewfinder. That little window there is just the setup and management window, but you can't see what you're filming, so you never know what you're shooting. It's great for like people that want to clip it to their helmet or their bicycle and just capture their ride or whatever, but it's not so great for this kind of work. And right here, this is a neat little unit I just picked up. It's called Goal Zero Flip 30. Yeah, it's a portable battery charger, and you charge it at home off your USB port, and then out in the boonies you can recharge your cellular phone, your camera, whatever. It holds enough juice to recharge an iPhone twice, or like an iPhone and your camera a couple of times. Well, let's take one last little look at pretty little Byron Lake here. Sorry if the camera's shaking. I got 30 pounds on my back right now. Not too steady. Anyway, I think it's time to get the heck out of here before the snakes come back out. Say goodbye to my little campsite and hit the trail. So this little nail right here, this is where we are. That little blue spot is Byron Lake. So what I want to do is to hike up this trail up and around. The car is back over here. I came in the short way yesterday. I'm gonna hike this long way today. I think it's around maybe 4 miles. But I'm doing it. Wish me luck. Wow, just in this little short stretch, probably haven't even hiked half a mile already. Coming across lots of dead and down trees across the trail. Most of them you can step over. This one is by far the largest. So we're gonna have to do some bushwhacking. Watch for snakes. Although if it was the Massasauga, you'd probably never see it in this. Back on the trail. And just after that tree detour, there's a nice little soggy spot we got to slog through. Got a little dam there. I wonder if that's the work of a beaver, because there's supposed to be beavers back in here. I think he's just, if it is, he's just taking advantage of natural deadfall. I don't see any trees that are gnawed off. I think this is just a natural swamp. All right, good thing I got Gore-Tex shoes. This is the way though, signpost 5. This way. More difficult. Oh, I was beginning to wonder back there on the trail if we were ever going to make signpost 5, but here it is. Seemed to take longer than it should have. We're going to take a little break here. So far we've come 1.2 miles. And we still got 2.1 to go. Nice stand of hardwoods here. Looks like a lot of red oak, some maple. You can see just barely starting to bud out here. Signpost 6, our next destination. So I'm trudging along the trail, eyes down, and what do you think I come across? Looks like a morel. Huh? First one I've ever seen though. Here's Chuck Woody's house right in the middle of the trail. Look at how much dirt he's dug out of there. Doesn't look like he's home though. There's a lot of leaf litter in there and no fresh tracks. He'll be back. So here's something curious I've been noticing on all the, a lot of the trail markers along the route here. They've all been gnawed around the edges by some kind of animal. Tooth marks. Look at that. What the hell kind of animal gnaws aluminum? Squirrels, maybe? Porcupines? I know porcupines will take the bark right off a tree. Something's keeping his teeth sharp by gnawing on aluminum. Wow. Time for a little break. I think I'm about halfway right now, a little past halfway back to the truck. Been going for about an hour and a half probably. And it is time for a break. So I found a nice sunny spot along the trail here. A little log to sit on. Took the pack off and I'm going to sit here and have a sandwich and some water and rest before I try the final leg. That way, towards signpost number 7, 0.4 miles. My truck should be there waiting for me in the parking lot. Can you see that glint of red in the woods up ahead there? That's the parking lot. We got another 100 yards to go. And I can see my truck sitting there. That is always a good feeling to see that. It's one of the things I worry about the most when I'm on one of these adventures. Yay, I made it! And you don't know how many times I've checked my pockets to make sure my keys are still there. I have them clipped with a carabiner to a nice little D-ring on my pants and then tucked in a little pocket. But you don't know how many times I've checked. Yay, the end. Well, I'll do a little last minute clip here. Try to sum everything up, my thoughts on the weekend. You know, it's not often when our experiences meet our expectations, but this was one of those weekends. Everything went just as I had hoped it would go. In fact, even better. Boy, the weather was awesome, the trails were awesome, the campsite was beautiful. I was able to hike the 4 miles out of here today, 30 pounds on my back, no problem. Proved to myself I could do that. 30 pounds, it's heavy, but I could do it. Would I want it to be heavier? No. Would I like it to be lighter? Yeah, but I can do it with 30 pounds, so I know I'm good for 4. Anyway, my feet are tired right now. I'm done. I'm kaput. I'm ready to hit the road, find a bar, have a cold beer and a burger. The trails today were beautiful. The woods were beautiful. Quiet, private. Not too much wildlife. It was quiet out there. It wasn't until I got right back here where you could hear the birds finally. Just one spot I stirred up a couple of ducks. That was it. A couple words on the trails. No problems hiking them. Even the trail that was marked more difficult, it wasn't bad. It was mostly just undulating hills, nothing steep, nothing extreme, no extended climbs or descents. Easy. Anybody can hike these, especially without a pack. And the trail markings are excellent. Hi there.
Hi.
Just making a little video here.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yep. And one cool thing is the signage on the trails is really good. None of the signs are shot up. That's a wonder. And they're everywhere you want them to be, and they're easy to understand, and no chance of getting lost. So that's a plus. Anyway, that's been my experience. Like I said, I'm ready to hit the road, find a bar, cold beer, and a burger.
So, nice echo. What does the U.S. Forest Service use to deodorize their roadside bathrooms? Why, little pine trees, of course. And by the way, this is the cleanest roadside bathroom I have ever been in. Congrats, U.S. Forest Service.